Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing good and having a wonderful day. In this video, we are going to see that how we can create our own custom tool that can be used to find secret information present in a JavaScript file or presented in any part of the response of a particular web application. Okay. But before going to this video, if you haven't checked out my previous video in which I have shown you that how we can exploit server-side request forgery using an automated tool on a live target, then go ahead and check it out. The link of that particular video is given in the description, as well as you can see it at the right side of the screen. Also, before going into this video, I just wanted to tell you guys that this video has been sponsored by Integrity. So Integrity is an awesome Europe-based bug bounty platform where they have a lot of opportunities for those who are interested into penetration testing or offensive security, right? So let me just show you the website. As you can see, this is the website over here, integrity.com. So you can see they have a lot of organization that basically supports integrity, like Ubisoft, Nestle, Red Bull, Intel, and all, right? So you can, if you are a security researcher, you can just sign up into their platform, and then you will be able to access a large variety of public bug bounty program on which you can hack on. So let me just show you. You can just click on the public program, and now you see there's a lot of program over here which are, some are giving bounties, some will give you nothing but a responsible disclosure. Even that will help you to get private invitation for a particular program, and someone will even give you some rewards, like if you hack on Red Bull, they will basically give you their free cans, right? So you can go ahead and play with Integrity. You can just choose any target, and if you are really interested into hacking on real world web application, then please go ahead and check out integrity.com. right now, the thing is, if you want to register to integrity.com, you can just go ahead and type go.integrity go.integrity.com/be practical using our link, and then you'll be able to register to Integrity, right? So don't worry, this link is also given in the description. So you can just click on the link and you'll be able to register to Integrity. As you can see, you can just provide username, first name, last name, email, and all, and then you're good to go, right? And now let us get back to the video. So now let us try to see that how we can create our own custom tool using Python, right? The first thing first, let me just log into my virtual private server. So I'm just going to log into my server. Now what I can do is I can create a new directory. Let's say project. Let's go to this directory over here, and now first thing first, we need to build the algorithm of how our tool is going to work, right? So let me just create a file, nano algorithm.txt, right? So basically, algorithm is a step-by-step process that your tool or a particular program is going to follow in order to get the desired output or result, right? So first thing what we need to do is we need to take input from the user. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to take input from the user as a txt file. Okay, and the txt file is going to contain all the URLs having a JavaScript file. Okay, then once we have the input given by the user, what we can do is we can send request on each of these links present in that particular text, right? So for every URL present in the input, send request on them. Okay, so for every URL, we're going to send request on the particular URL, and we're going to save the response and save the response. Now once we have done that, we need to actually inspect that if there's something leaking inside the response or not, right? So what we can do is we need to check if the sensitive informations are leaking inside the response. Okay, as simple as that. Now the thing is that you may be thinking that how we can look for sensitive information, right? So in programming languages or in computer science, generally we have a term known as regex or regular expressions, right? So basically these are used to extract specific patterns from a particular set of strings or text, right? So we know that, for example, if you talk about the AWS keys and all, we know that they follow a particular kind of pattern, right? So all of the AWS key basically starts from AKIA or something like that, right? So using these patterns, we are going to see if there's a particular string which matches to the pattern that we have given. If yes, then we're going to mark it as something which is leaking inside the response. Otherwise, we'll say that, okay, this is safe, right? So we are going to use over here regular expressions. Okay, we're also going to see that how we can use it. There's no need to worry about anything. And finally, if we have found something, then we are going to just print it onto the console or our terminal, right? This is pretty much it. This is what we need to do in order to create our own simple program that can be used to find sensitive information present inside a JavaScript. Now, this particular tool can be used on any URL that you are specifying it, right? But basically, we know that most of the things are, getting saved, or the sensitive information are getting saved under JavaScript files, because they are the one which are handling most of the backend part, like sending requests and all those stuff. That's why we are interested in JavaScript file only, right? But if you are going to create this tool, you can use it on pretty much any URL or any endpoint you want, right? So basically, this is how you can create our tool, right? And once we have that, so this is the algorithm that we need to do. And now let us try to see that how we can create the tool. Okay, let me just save this. And now I'm going to create a file, let's say program.py, or let's say jsleak.py. Okay, so nano jsleak.py. And now we need to import some certain libraries or modules in order to do whatever we have specified into the algorithm, right? First thing is we need to import requests. So this is used to send request to the web application. Now we can send any request using this request library. It can be get, post, put, or anything, right? So right now we are interested in get request, okay, because we are actually retrieving the JavaScript code from the endpoint. We are assuming that the input which is given by the user is basically a bunch of links which have a JavaScript files. Okay, now what we can do is we can import another library which is RE. And RE, as you may have guessed, that RE stands for regular expression. So this can be used, or this is used to extract our API or secret information from the web application / source. Okay, now once we have both of these tools import, what we can do is we can simply save this file by pressing Ctrl+S, and then we can do Ctrl+X to exit out of this editor. And now if I type python3 jsleak.py, and if you are seeing nothing, which means that all of the modules are already present into your machine and you don't need to do anything. Otherwise, what you can do is you can install it by typing pip3 install request or whatever library which is not present into your machine. Okay, and this will install the libraries. Now once we have imported the library, what we can do is we can create our very first function. The first function is going to take input from the user, right? And then it's going to return to the another function. Let me just show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to create first function, let's say input. Okay, or let's change the name to get text. Okay, and we're going to pass a parameter, let's say file name, right? So user is providing any file name, and what we are going to do is we're going to open the file name. So with open file name, and we wanted to read the file, that's why we are going to give R to read, and we'll change the variable name as file. And now what we can do is we can just read the file, right? So URLs equals to file.read, and then we're going to do dot split because we want to convert the data from string to list, right? So I'm not going into too much detail of why we're going to do that, but simply you can say that when we are reading the file, it will read the file as a whole string. We don't want that. We want the URLs to be read as a list, right? So that we can iterate through it. So that's why I'm going to use dot split, right? Or you can just go ahead and use file.readlines. That will work as well. So it totally depends on you. And once we have read the URLs, we are just going to return URLs. Okay, that is pretty much it. That's what we're going to do. And we have created our very own first function that we can use to retrieve the text. Okay, now let me just save this file, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run Katana on a normal web application so that we'll get a lot of endpoints. vulnweb.com, let's go minus jc, and let's see minus d equals to 2, and let's save this to url.txt. Let's hit enter. Let's wait for a few seconds, and then we're going to pass this url.txt as an input into our tool, which is JSLake. Let us just wait. We have all these URLs. We can just verify this first. Yes, this is it. Let me just clear it out. And what we can do is we can just go to JSLake, and we can call this function now. So we can call get text, and then we can go with url.txt, and let's run this. Python 3 jslake.py. As you can see, nothing happened because we didn't print this function's value onto our terminal. So we can just go and type url equals to get text, and then we can just simply print it urls. Now you'll see we are getting all these URLs in a list, right? So now we can iterate through each of them. And let me just show you just for the demonstration. Like if I get rid of this read, you'll see that we will get a different data now. You see, we are getting this data. You may be thinking that this is the one in which we are interested in, but this is not the case. Why? Because this data is treated as a string, right? We can verify that as well. So if you go and type, if you want to check the type of the URL variable, you can just go and wrap the URLs inside type, and you see it says that the class the data belongs to is string, right? But if I do read.split, you will see that now it is list, right? So this is basically why we are converting the data into list, so that we can iterate through each one of them. So I'm just going to get rid of this now. So we have created our very first function. So we have completed the first part of the algorithm, which is to take the input, and we are going to convert it into a list, right? Once we have done that, what we need to do is for every URL we need to send the request on them, right? So what we can do is, again, we can create a new function, def send request. Now you can type any name that you like, it doesn't matter. So what we can do now is we can just specify URLs as a parameter, and then for every URL in URLs we are going to create a variable response, and then we'll save the request.get methods response methods value into this response variable. We're going to pass URL and then .text because we want to convert the response value into text. Okay, and then simply we can just print the response. Okay, we can print the response. Now you'll see that we'll get a lot of data over here. So what I can do is instead of printing the response, I'm just going to do a print URL. Okay, for every URL we want to print that only. And now what we can do is we can just take input from the user now. So let's say a file equals to input, enter a text file. Okay, and then we're going to pass this variable into this function first. So URLs equals to get text. I'm going to pass file, and then we are going to pass this URLs into this send request. Okay, so we can do send request URLs. Simple as that. Let's try to save this, and let us see what will happen. Python 3 jslake.py. Let's save the file name to be url.txt. Hit enter, and you see it is now sending request to each one of these endpoints. So basically it is sending the get request, right? And let me just stop it for now. Yeah, so it is completed already. Let's clear it out. And now we have created two parts of the algorithm. First part is to take the input, and the second part is to send request, right? Now what we need to do is we need to find we need to check if the response contains any JavaScript file or not, right? If the response contains a secret information or not, a secret key or some kind of API key or not, right? And for this, we have imported regular expression, but we haven't used it till now. Now we are going to use it, right? But the first thing is to generate those patterns, right? Now you may be thinking that how we can generate these patterns. So basically here we are going to use ChatGPT to generate some patterns that we can use to find sensitive information for a target, right? So let's see how we can do that. So I'm just going to open ChatGPT from now over here. I'm just going to type chat.openai.com. Yeah, pretty much it. And now what we can do is here we can give a prompt like generate regular expressions, let's say regular expressions in Python that can be used to find API, most common API keys. Okay, let us hit enter. And now you can see it has generated some API keys, right? Let's just wait for it to complete. And now it has also given us the Python code, right? And you can see this is the regular expression in which we are interested. So as you can see over here, it says that if you want to find AWS access key ID, you should be using this particular regular expression, this one, right? AWS access key. And over here, if you see that this is the Google API key and a lot more, right? So I can just give it a prompt like just give the regular expression of most common API keys without giving the code. Okay, just hit enter, and you can see it has given 3 API key. No worries, we can generate more of it as well. So if I go and type generate like do for the top 50 for example, and now if I hit enter, you'll see it will give us a lot more. Okay, so it hasn't given, so it has generalized the API key pattern. Okay, no issues. Give me more API key regular expression, and if I hit enter, you see now it has given Stripe, GitHub, Mailgun and all, right? So you can just play with ChatGPT and you will be able to get a lot more regular expressions, right? And now I'm going to use, for example, I'm going to use this particular uh, API key, right? So AWS access key ID. I'm just going to copy this, and what we can do over here is let's just see. Okay, so what we can do is we have just copied this, and now if I go to my terminal over here, so let me just minimize it again. Yeah, so what we can do is we can simply in the response, first thing first, let's create a function again. So def, let's say patterns, right? Or let's leave it as it is. We're not going to create a function for now. I'm going to create a file, let's say nano regular or regex.txt. Okay, and in this file we'll store all the patterns that we have found. So for example, I'm just going to save this pattern, AWS access key ID. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it right over here. That's it, for the sake of demonstration, obviously. Now I'm going to save this, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open JSLeak again, and in this function, in the send request function, what I want to do is I want to open the regex file, right? So I'm just going to open the regex file. So with open regex text, we'll give the mod as R, as let's say pattern, and now I'm going to do patterns equals to we can say that pattern dot read dot split. Okay, and now for every pattern in patterns, okay, let me just change the name of this variable to something else so that we don't get confused. And I'm going to change it to, let's say, file again. Okay, sorry, file, and we need to get rid of this pattern from here as well. File. Yeah, now it's more readable for us. And for every pattern in pattern, what we're going to do is we are going to try to find the pattern on the particular response, right? So we can do regular expression dot find all, and then we are going to pass pattern, pattern, and then we're going to pass response, right? And we'll save this thing as result. Okay, and then if we are going to see that if result, if length of the result is greater than 0, then we are going to print that we have found something. So let me just save this. So something, or you can say API key has been found, and then we can just, let me just do the f string over here, and then we're going to paste result, and that's it. Otherwise we can just do print nothing found. Let's save this and let's try to run it again. Python 3 jsleak.py urls.text. Okay, just need to change to url.txt. I'm sending request, and I can see it is saying that nothing found, right? So basically the API key that we have added over here is not present, right, in the response. That is why it is saying this. Okay, so we can do one more thing so that we can increase, we can get better or more personalized or presentable result, right? So what we can do is, let me just go to regex, and we are going to convert this regex. So instead of a text file, we are going to convert it into a JSON file, right? And I'm going to show you why. Let me just close this. Sorry, let me just close this here. I'm going to change this move regex.text to regex.json. And now if I go and type regex.json, I'm going to do double quotes here, and then I'm going to put this into a list like this. And I'm just going to show you why I did that. And what I can do is I can just add a dictionary over here, or an object, and I'm going to type first thing API name this AWS access key ID, because we want to know that what we have found, right? And then pattern this. Okay, as simple as that. So API name is this and pattern is this. Okay, I'm going to wrap this into this as well, and we are now good to go, right? And let's try to see that what this will do. And if I go and type jsleak.py, and let me just go right over here, and actually we need to get rid of this thing, and I'm going to show you why. And we need to import one more library so that we can read the JSON data. Import JSON, and what we can do here is right over here we can load the data now. So we'll say that file equals to json.load. We're going to pass the name regex.text, and we're going to print the file. So that first let's try to see if everything is working fine or not, and then we'll see what we need to do. File, and it's going to break the loop for now. And let's try to see url.txt. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go to the code nano jsleak.py, and right over here we are going to open the file first. Let me just show you what I mean by that. We'll go and open let's say the file name is regex.txt. We'll do read as a file, and then we're going to do JSON data. We're going to create a new variable equals to file JSON.load, and then we are going to put the file variable, which is over here. Okay, and now let's try to print the JSON data. Let's see if it's working. Before that, let me just check if the regex.json is fine. Yeah, it seems good. Let's try to run this. jsleak.py url.text. Okay, again it says that no file or directory, because let me just, so the file name is actually regex.json, right? But I have given js.txt over here. Now it should work now. Sorry. Yes, now you see that we've got this JSON data over here, right? And now the last thing which we need to do is, let me just go and type sleek. So we've got the JSON data, right? I'm just going to get rid of the break. Okay, and now for pattern in JSON data, if the pattern is found, if pattern is value, I guess it was value. Let me just check the regex.json. Yeah, no, it is pattern. Okay, so if we want to access something inside a dictionary or an object, we actually need to put the key inside a square bracket, right, in Python. So that's what I did here. So I have added pattern, and instead of value this will be pattern. And now if we have found something, then I'm going to get rid of this message, and instead I'm going to say that pattern API name, okay, has been found in the response. Okay, then print the message, print value is, and then we're going to print pattern. Simple as that. And with this we have almost completed our program. So let me just save this, and let's try to verify if everything is working or not, or if we are getting some kind of error. So we can do python 3 jsleak.py, specify url.text. As you can see, it says nothing found, nothing found, nothing found. Okay, I'm just going to stop this. And now, just for the sake of simplifying things, I'm going to change the variable names a bit so that it won't be much difficult for you to understand. So instead of this pattern, I'm going to change the name to, let's say, values. So for every values, or sorry, values, for every values in the JSON data in the list containing dictionaries. And so we'll try to do values pattern, and again here it will be values. Now there will be values again. So now it should be simplified for you, right? And now with this we have almost around 99% we have completed our algorithm. The last thing which we need to do is we need to take care of the exceptions. Like, for example, if the file name is not present on the particular server, then or the particular machine, then what we need to do, and these stuffs. I'm not going to cover this in this video because it's going to take a lot of time, and already the video is quite long, right? So I'm just going to save this now, And yeah, this is pretty much it. So this is basically how you can create your own custom tool that you can use to find sensitive information. Right now, if you want to add more regular expressions, what you can do is you can just go to regex.json and you can just append a comma over here, and then you can do something like this, and then you can do API name, and you can just give whatever API name which you want to find. For example, let's say that if there is Stripe API key over here, I'm just going to copy this and just paste it right over here, and then make sure that the key is the same, right? So the key name should be same. You won't need to change the name because otherwise it is going to give error, right? And then we're going to specify the pattern, and the pattern over here is, let me just copy this one like this. Let us paste this out, and yeah, this is how you can add multiple regular expression into this newly program that you have created. Let me just save this, and if I try to run this again, python 3 regex gslib.py, and if I provide the url.txt, you'll see that again saying nothing found, because literally nothing is there in the response. Right now we have given two regular expression, that's why we are getting nothing's found 2 times, right? So if you want to get rid of this message, you can just go and type leak, and we can just remove this line, and we can just do continue over here just to make this code more readable, right? And this is basically how you can create a very own custom tool that can use to detect sensitive information present in a response or present in a JavaScript file. Right now, let us test this out on a real world target. So now you can see I have created this issue over here on GitHub, and in this GitHub I have added the sample AWS access key ID, right? So we are going to see that if our tool is able to find that there's something which is inside the response which matches the particular pattern, right? If it is able to identify it or not. So I'm just going to copy the link. Let me just open my terminal over here, and let's create a file. Let's say as.text. Okay, save this now, and we're going to run the JS Lake tool that we have created against this tool, right? Sorry, this link. So let's type, the file name is fayas.text. Let us hit enter, and now you see that it has found AWS access key ID, but it is not showing the value which is leaked, right? So what we can do is we can go to the jsleak.py file. Stop it. And here, instead of this value, we are going to type result, right? So the result is the one in which the value is getting saved, right? The values which is found in the response is getting saved. So that's why we're going to call the result variable over here so that we can print it out on the console. Let's save this. Let's try to do it again, and let's see if we're able to do it this time or not. Let's start text, sorry, not test, text, and you see this time we've got the API key, right? And we're also getting the values, right? You can see that this value is occurring this many times: 1 2 3 4 5 six time onto the response, right? We can also verify this. Let's see if we're able to verify this or not, and you see that we're able to see this key as well over here. So we can also check from here that we've got 2 keys, right? And if you want to fix this, what we can do is we can do a simple thing. Let me just show you. We can convert this list into sets, and sets is going to basically eliminate all the duplicate values. Let me just show you what I mean by that. Just type set over here. Let's try to execute it again, if we are able to remove the duplicate value or not. And now you see, with this time we've only got 2 values, right? So rest of the duplicate values has been eliminated, and now we've got 2 API keys. Both of them are valid over here, right? You can see we have successfully created a tool that we can use to find sensitive information. Now all you need to do is you need to add more and more patterns. You can create your own custom patterns, or you can use ChatGPT, or you can use online sources to add the values inside the regular expressions pattern, and then you will be able to find the sensitive information using the very first tool that you have created. I hope that you've understood it. If you have any doubts, if you have any issues, feel free to let me know your doubt or issues in the comment section. Also, do join our Telegram channel if you want to stay updated with the latest trends and technologies going under cybersecurity as well as web development. And if you like the way I teach, then I am currently running 3 courses now. And the latest courses which I have created is the Art of Web Application Reconnaissance. So there's also a coupon which is mentioned in the description, and if you're able to decode that coupon, then you'll be able to get the course for 99% discount, not 99%, sorry, 90% discount, right? So in that course you're going to learn that how we can dive deep into the target, how we can do proper web application reconnaissance. So if you are a beginner, if you are intermediate, or if you want to learn how to dive deep into the target, how to identify patterns, then obviously go ahead and check out this course. So try to decode the coupon and let's see if you're able to get the course into maximum discount. And now the other 2 courses are Bug Bounty, the ultimate guide to hunt account takeovers, and hacking Windows with Python from scratch. So these courses are also awesome. It has been rated more than 4-star onto Udemy. So if you are interested, then go ahead and check it out. The link of all of these courses along with the coupon which you need to decode is given in the description. And now with that being said, keep hacking, keep learning, and thank you so much for watching.